Hello and welcome to this Warno 2v2 DEFCON 2 2v2 tournament 2-2 between Nocturna and tmanplays playing as 5th Panzer and 2nd Panzer against myself playing 336Y and Fortitude Fence playing 94Y. This is game 2 of a best of 3 in the quarterfinals. If we win this, then I can't remember. You'll have to watch game 1. And I'll show you the draft real quick. Right, so this was played as part of the DEFCON 2 2v2 quarterfinals, where Team 50 First State Citizens and we're up against Emotional Support and Hard Carry, which is Nocturna and tmanplays. The draft, so game 2 is played on Tension. They pick the map. We will be Pact, they will be NATO. That's how the DEFCON 2 tournaments work. So we ban NATO div, so we banned Erster div mob and MNAD, which interestingly enough is what they banned against us in game 1. But we know they play these divs, whereas me and Fence don't actually play these divs. Although I suppose anybody can play Erster, it's not particularly difficult. And then we banned 2nd Marine, 8th US, and 101st US. Now, they banned 79Y, Corpus, 6Y, 20th Polish, 4th Mott. So these are anti-hippie bans. These are anti-fence bans, and this is another anti-hippie ban. Then they pick 2nd Panzer, which we should have banned, really. 2nd Panzer is completely broken. And then we picked 336Y and 94Y. And the idea was I'll have the infantry on 336Y, Fence will have the tanks on 94Y, and they pick 5th Panzer. So let's get back to the game. They definitely outdrafted us here. Right, so with that out of the way, if you haven't seen game 1, see it now. Otherwise, I'm going to spoil the outcome for you. It's linked in the description. You should watch it. Right, so we won game 1. So if we win this game, then we win, and we'll move into the semi-finals. If we lose this game, it goes to a game 3. So with it being DEFCON 2, it's always NATO versus Pact. That's the structure of the tournament, and Pact has a lot going for it on this map because you can use the T-72s and stuff, which we didn't bring, so that was a bit dumb of us. And you've got the coffin launchers for this, and so on and so on. So we went for 336 and 94Y. 336, basically the idea is the infantry is good, and 94Y, the idea is the tanks are decent. You get like T-64As and so on. The issue with this draft is you've got no long range AA. Your longest range AA is the OSA. You don't have any Cubs, which is strange. Our opponent's draft is much better, frankly. 5th Panzer is very nice in team games because its main issue is it doesn't have long range AA. So you pick 2nd Panzer so you can get the Eyehawks. Right now, Pioneer Flam are completely broken. So it was silly of us to not ban these divisions. We banned other stuff, and in hindsight, 2 cards of Pioneer Flam, pretty tough. So in terms of the deployments, the idea is basically I'm on our left, Fence is on the right. Try and force it through here, and then on the other team we've got T-Man on the left, because that's kind of weird actually. You would think the 5th Panzer player would be out here because that's the tank div, and you would think the 2nd Panzer player here would be here because that's the infantry div, but the divs are very similar, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, he's actually got quite a few units going here. Generally people don't put anything here. It tends to just be a pile drive for these 4 zones. These zones being +2 is a bit dumb, really, because let's say you pick Airborne and you just take all 4 zones. Closest thing being me, I suppose. If you take this, you're on a +4. If you take this, you're on a +8, because they're not neutral zones, right? It's not a middle contested zone. It's actually just their zones on their side of the map. So these being +2, I think, is a big mistake. I think these should all be +1s. And then leave these as +2s because they're kind of hard to get to, right? This can be a +3 because if you get all the way there, then you deserve something for your trouble. So, yeah, we got a bunch of Marders and these Heimat M48s, which is interesting. The idea, I suppose, is that our ATGMs aren't very good, so we can't really kill these in one hit, and it's just going to sit there shooting. It's going to be very good against infantry because of the high rate of fire on the tank gun and the 50 cal. The 50 cal is the main killer. 50 cals do more damage than tank guns against infantry. So the rate of fire So that makes sense. And they've got the Rolling Threes and the Ihawks. Switching to our deployment, the idea was, kind of rush down Dimitri. So I got a bunch of SPG-9s on every road, although they have forward deployment as well. So the idea was to try and shoot somebody on this road, but they're not coming down that road. So, okay. Shoot somebody on this road. They are coming down that road. Same thing, SPG-9s everywhere. And then Fence has got the T-64s, which are good at close range. Okay, well this one is the long range one, but you get the T-64As, which are good at close range. And the coffin launchers, couple OSAs, right? And then a bunch of, infantry sappers and stuff. We're not really putting anything on Gregory. So let's cast the game. Right, so they're off, and it's time for me to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joiner in the channel. They get their names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get those exclusive videos. One join at the lowest level is worth 2,000 views, so if you're feeling bad about your ad block, it's a great way to support the channel. Otherwise, please just like the video, it's free. The generous channel joiners are the reason this channel exists. They also get a Steam key for my game Hearst Hero, which by the time you're watching this should be out, depending on if you're a channel joiner or not. So yeah, I've had a lot of people. But so yeah, we get some transports. Generally, they were a bit clued in and they unloaded on time. I did bring the forward deployed 120mm mortar, but they didn't actually put anybody in here, which is surprising. So we're going to try and rush this zone down, get those +2s. The issue is they get airborne forward deployed CVs on 2nd Panzergren. For reasons we won't get into. 2nd Panzergren is completely fucking broken. But it is what it is. So yeah, the SPG-9s aren't actually that good against infantry. The main advantage is that they one-shot thin-skin transports at the start of the game. That's literally their only point. Apart from that, you're better off getting a grenade launcher. As you can see, it doesn't really do a whole lot. If he'd stayed there, he probably would have won that fight. So, yeah. This division has certain issues, which became apparent to me over the course of this game. And that is that my anti-tank is really bad. My tanks, I get T-55As, which I suppose can beat a 65-point HIMARS M48, but cannot beat a Leopard 1 or a Leopard 2. Yeah, so it's basically just ATGMs, and if your opponent is good at the game, ATGMs, basically they get worse the better your opponent gets at the game, because you can see it coming, so you just smoke or you just dodge it, right, you can take it out. If you're bad at the game, you don't see it. You don't react in time. Your reaction speed's too slow, and then it hits you and it kills you. So it is interesting, because people used to say ATGMs were OP, ATGMs were OP. The ATGMs didn't actually change, and people aren't really saying that anymore, and it's because people just got better at the game. So, yeah. We're trying to get in here. I should be smoking better. So I should be smoking here, but we don't know, because we don't know if there's anybody in there, so I can't really smoke it, because if there's a Fallschirmjäger hiding behind this building, it's just going to immediately kill this, so gotta be careful. You see the effectiveness of the coffin launchers. This thing's interesting. But yeah, on this side, I just can't really do anything to these tanks. This has active protection, although it didn't actually work there. And yeah, the SPGs don't really do too much to the tanks, and the Conkers don't kill the tanks either. So 336 was a bad pick in hindsight. I should have picked 7th Panzer or 9th Panzer. But, we play these things and we learn. The coffin launchers, like Fence is doing a great job with the coffin launchers, but the point is I can't really help him against the armor. They start buying loads of arty, and I'm trying to get a BRDM2 round the side so I can spot the arty. The thing is, so 5th Panzer gets the Mars, which is crazy, crazy, crazy good, but he didn't bring it. As if he's called Schwarz. You have too much hurry or something. Anyway, wow, that's helpful. This is a very, very, very good part of this division, and it is a vetted grad. Apparently can't kill this. No, it does. It is a vetted grad, so it comes vetted, because it's like marine whatever, and you put a CV next to it, and then it's mega vetted. And it does mega damage with its mega vetted grad. I got a missed call. Sorry, I have to check this, it might be important. it wasn't important. You also get this pseudo fob thing, which is very nice. So yeah, it reloads fast, it fires fast, it's very good at counter battery, so that's nice. But yeah, so the tank fights are happening, and I'm there with my T-55, like, I'm helping, and the truth is, I'm not helping. And in the meantime, these M48s are just killing me, and I can't really do anything about it. But, with the power of friendship, I'm here too, guys, I'm helping. Some of these are my units. Wow, an empty transport. We have taken the zone, and that will give us a +4. But yeah, I should be like smoking here, so that they can't shoot us. And they've got the 155mm, but I don't know. He just wasn't. If you've seen the first game, which I recommend watching, he just wasn't moving his arty. So he's smoking that, so the Leopard 2 doesn't shoot him, and so the Spetsnaz can do whatever. But I'm getting artied. And that's what this is for, but 5th Panzer gets the Mars, and the Mars is just better at the same job, basically. So, I don't think he brought the Mars. I think he just preferred the 105 spam, which, okay, is good against, like, these small teams, but yeah, I have a serious armor problem. I just can't kill any of his armor. Because the Conquerors doesn't one-shot any of it. I guess it could kill Marder. But I can't really deal with the Leopards. And so the solution is... Oh, yeah, I did get around here. I got a supply, great. The solution is air spam. But 94Y is also an air spam div. Air spam doesn't really work. Like, it's just not a good idea generally. Because... Well, okay, it depends what you're up against. But if you're against Roland 3s and IHOTs, air spam doesn't really work. If you're against our divs, air spam does work because our only good AA is the OSA. So it's very hard to deal with. So yeah, Fence is doing a great job with these coffin launchers. That was going for the coffin launcher, but I guess he sort of gave up on it. But yeah, apart from the infantry, which I'm not really dealing any damage here, right? I'm just sort of holding. And whenever I... oh, so he predicted where it was going to go. Oh, that might have been the automatic prediction. So he actually lost a coffin launcher there. And we did kill the cluster plane, but it was probably worth it for him, although we got both of them there. Those Tornado IDSs are completely broken. They really need to be a lot more expensive. If it comes up again, I'll show you, but basically it's got 30% ECM and it reloads really quick. And it costs like 240 points or something. Or is it less? So that is a bit absurd. Anyway, so this hasn't accomplished too much, and now the Lux is going to see it, so that's a shame. And yeah, so we've got the 122mm. These have gone down to 3 per card now in like a hotfix. So, but yeah, we're struggling because like I suppose the tanks aren't really here, but we're struggling to get across this gap. And whenever I buy infantry, it just immediately dies to all of these M48s. Like I said, it's the 50 cal that does most of the damage. So I'm trying to use the T55, which at least can kill an M48, but against anything heavier, which they've got plenty of, it's not going to work. And my idea here is I smoke and then I get across, and I have to smoke to do anything, because of the tanks. But yeah, these mechanized divs and these tank divs actually have better infantry than the marine divs, because the Pioneer Flam, which it's not actually bought yet. Anyway, I guess I could see the Roland. Or maybe it shot at my plane. It probably shot at my plane. So, sadly, I'm just not doing anything to it. That's a shame. I guess it's got 1 top armor. But that was a full volley. Well, it is what it is. So that's why the Mars is better. So if you watch the first game where I had the M270 cluster, that is the Mars. And you can see its efficacy. My active protection there saved the T64A, which is interesting. So that's how it looked. That's worth looking into. But yeah, I just can't do anything about the tanks. Very sad. Another thing you could do with these is fire the gun, then switch off the gun, and it'll fire the ATGM. So it can shoot twice as fast. It's a bit cheesy, but that is how it works. That's why they cost more. So, yeah, the coffin launchers are decent at killing the infantry, but once again, struggling against the tanks. I suppose nothing's really happening here, but we are up on points. Yeah, so I'm trying to help. And the 122s are doing stuff, but really this should just be on counter battery. And now it is. Because he's not moving his arty, and it clearly doesn't do anything to the rollers, so... So yeah, this mechanised blob's coming in, and I just keep having to fall back, fall back, fall back. More marders, more marders. So, Tornado IDS cluster coming in here. But we don't have Cubs. So instead of 336Y, I should have picked 7th Panzer on 9th Panzer. So that was a mistake, because I would still have an RM70 for all this. So we're both counter battery in this, Fence and me are counter battery in this. So I guess, but because it just, if you press the button, it just does it on the last thing that fires, so all of us hit one RT piece, whereas I guess we should have hit separate RT pieces, but I wasn't aware that he was counter batterying. So I've got this, which is my best thing against tanks. It's 1 per card, it's got 25 pen. Sadly that OSA died, which I didn't know about. So, from what I remember, he just YOLOs a jet straight into this. He's building up the cluster planes and stuff. But yeah, losing that OSA was a big problem, because look at all these. So yeah, he just YOLOs this straight into this. I've got a fighter, so I evac him. I don't kill him, though. This OSA needs to move now, or it's going to get RT'd. It doesn't move. And yeah, the 122s are doing some nice damage, and use the 122 with the tank. And yeah, he kills the T-64. We don't have Cubs or anything, so it's very hard to deal with these. This 240-point tank deleter with 30% ECM. Compare that to the MiG-21 BIS cluster in the first game, which costs about the same and has 8 HP and 10% ECM and does the same thing. So that lets you know how broken this plane is. But we could have banned the divs, we didn't ban the divs, right? So it's a tournament, you have to expect that whatever strong people are going to play, and that's why the bans exist. So the OSA did actually survive. But yeah, so I did some smoke here to get across this road, and I'm trying to shoot him with the T-55s, but it's a struggle. It's a struggle. But you'll notice the number of units here keeps growing. So yeah, I mean I missed, but I don't really do a whole lot. Then I have to stand still to fire the ATGM, so yeah. Anyway, he's not moving his arty, so I get another one. But he is attacking down here. I guess this was just a feint. Quite surprised by that, actually. Well, I guess he gets lucky and that doesn't get hit there and loses the infantry and so on and so on. So now it's probably going to smoke, or the Smaller 2 is probably going to kill that. Well, that's life, innit? Sometimes you get unlucky. Also, that was a full grad volley and that survived, so... This thing, it's got slightly fewer tubes than a regular grad. And looking at the fact that these guys keep surviving on 1 HP. So, something. So, that doesn't drop for whatever reason, just doesn't drop. I don't know why, and then it dies. So I could have killed that Leopard 2A3 there, but it just didn't want to drop. It does happen sometimes. It had a nice layup. It might have been something to do with the smoke. Because it doesn't need line of sight, it's just a dumb bomber. It's a very dumb bomber. But yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of value out of these. Basically, just comes down to that BMP2 missing its shot, because these two would be dead, and then it would be an unsupported tank. So we have to start reinforcing this, because those two units just did so much damage there. And that means we have less for over here. So yeah, even the T-64B will lose to the Leopard 2 because of the pen and so on. Right, I'm helping. And yeah, I'm forced to buy the planes. That's my div. It's a plane div. And I figure, okay, I just didn't evac fast enough there. I should have come this way and evac'd. So that was a misplay from me. If I had come over this way and pressed evac, then the Eyehawk wouldn't have hit me. You notice he's moved that straight away. Smart. So that was a misplay from me, although yeah, see, this time it goes the right way, because I evac it in the right place, so... Basically, it will take the shortest turning distance to get to the closest airline, which is... here, interestingly enough. So, you have to pre-turn it, so that the shortest distance is to continue that turn. Sometimes it does mong out, but I think in those cases, it's just... like, you just did it wrong, basically. And yeah, this is a 1 HP sniper team, so maybe the 1-2-2s can get that. So we're still up on points, and it's strange because usually when you play on this map, the games end really, really quickly because of the way these zones are structured, like I was saying before, because they're all +2s. You cap this, you're on a +4, you cap this, you're on a +8, so these should really be +1s. This is like the longest match I've ever played on Tension. I appreciate it's only been 16 minutes, but usually it ends about now. So, Fence is smoking there. This is my infantry. He didn't really tell me what was going on. I guess he wanted me to push there. I'm not sure, really. Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess it's just because of the blob, and he knows I can't do anything about the blob, so he's just smoking. And we've killed most of their artillery. But yeah, you see, I don't really, I killed a Leopard 1. But yeah, I'm using the road, because that's where I've got the range advantage with this ATGM. So they couldn't even shoot back. But yeah, these surviving on like 1 HP and 2 HP from the grad volley is pretty depressing. But if I brought it closer, it would have killed it, because the dispersion is smaller. So between volleys, I should be moving it up. Right, where Fence has put his makes more sense. And you see, once again, he's on automatic counter battery and I'm on automatic counter battery, so we actually just shoot the same thing. So that's a gross misallocation of resources. Because it doesn't clock the fact that I've just killed that. Oh no, he's firing now anyway, I think. Yeah, it's that one, isn't it? So yeah, it does work, but it should be a lot closer. I didn't realise it was that bad, basically, but... Well, same story here, although he's got the... he'd probably move his. So yeah, this is a big issue, because we're bad in the open compared to them. So, we're smoking our way in. My 1 HP unit... definitely going to do a whole lot there. And, and yeah, I mean, we do have a seed plane. I didn't bring my seed plane because we were like, well, Fence has a seed plane, so I can just bring 2 more bombers, but I should have brought my seed plane as well, because you do need a lot of seed planes if you want to fight into Gepards, roll into Nighthawks. And their fighters are better. They get the Tornadoes. The the 5th Panzer fighters are not better. The Tornado F3 is better. So we're getting in, but we can't really get the CV in there. Oh, I forgot Fence gets the MiG-29. Well, the Tornado is still better, but only slightly. And then that's just a very unfortunate situation where he takes a fight over their AA, and they just had way more planes up than we did. And their AA, because it's longer range, could actually interject, whereas ours can't, because it just doesn't have the range, right? So that was a very unfortunate fight, because we lost all our planes and they didn't lose any. And yeah, more murders, etc, etc, etc. Okay. This is an interesting spot, because it can actually shoot down the road. Oh, but if it keeps going, then it loses its tracking, okay. So this is my second KA-29. The first one did die around there. It was just an F4F. Although this might be the first... Oh, yeah, yeah. No. Could have sworn an F4F kills those. Oh, there it is. There it is. So, you know, you've got the AA and stuff, but without the cups. And the fighter is... actually, the fighter's facing the right way. But I don't land fast enough, so he just kills me. And it's just always worth it to do that, because mine's 1 per card. His is 2 per card, and it's cheaper. Sadly, that tornado does get out. This thing sort of sucks, but it's cheap. And those Eyehawks, thankfully, are out of ammo. Well, it's actually loaded mud. In the meantime, still got this problem where I can't really kill the tanks. But yeah, we've got 20 minutes left and we're up. Yeah, Flieger Faust are a lot better than people think. Usually you bring them at 2 vet so that it actually does something. But so, I suppose they fired 4 rounds and they got a hit. Wow, did quite well for themselves there. So, yeah, just got this big armor problem. Can't really kill the tanks with anything. Basically, Fence's tanks are better than my tanks, and Fence's tanks are worse than both players' tanks. So, that's bad news. So this is actually Fence smoking here. I guess... I don't know, because his tanks are there, so I'm not sure why, but... I guess so that the infantry can move up maybe, but he's also howitzering them, so... But, yeah, I don't know, I just can't... the big blob of death. Also, the Pioneer Flammer just completely busted. So he's coming around here. I think we do see this. See it at some point. So I'm doing my best with my T-55. And then, yeah, we have to use planes. Well, these are mainly Fence's planes. So he actually, wow, he actually gets a lot of kills. 2 Leopard 2s, 4 Leopard 2s, a Leopard 1A5. Sadly, the CV just doesn't die. I guess this could be in that building. I'm trying to get to it. I'm trying to send my own CV. Oh, no, this is Fence's. Oh, okay, he just... Well, there you go. So he actually gets a lot of tanks with that bombing run. And this is why you don't blob your tanks. And also, there should be an Eyehawk here. Like, the closer you bring them, the better it is, right? So I understand he's got 2 for his side, but it's a team game. You need 1 for your teammate. So, yeah, we take this back, but then we lose this zone. We don't really have a good way to intercept those clusters. We can only really avenge ourselves. We don't have Eyehawks or Cubs, so it goes back to the draft. I picked a bad div. I should not have picked 336Y. I should have picked 7th Panzer, 9th Panzer. 20th Panzer was banned. Yes, it was very silly of me. So I guess this dice... Oh, what's going on this? Interesting. And yeah, but we secured RT superiority, right? Oh, these are actually still here, they're just not shooting. But if they did, they would get hit by this grad, which the CV isn't close enough to buff up, so that's a bit stupid of me. In the meantime, T-Man's put a lot of things here, and so we have the T-55s, but we can't really... You know, it's an armoured div, and this is a sort of mechanised div, and a... Actually, I suppose his is technically a mechanised div as well. Basically, we're bad at long range, we're good at close range, so that's why we pick these divs, because of this. So he, quite rightly, is attacking us here, where we are weaker. Yeah, more Marders. West Germany is always such a treat to play against. Guys, I bought another Marder. In the tournaments, I play it as much as possible as well, because it's a tournament game, right? You should do whatever you can. So, saw all these guys coming in, so I decided to volley it. What? I killed the Marder? Wow. I mean, the volleys are basically free because of this Kalmar thing. It's just, and I can do 1 every minute and a half, I guess. And yeah, you see the KA-29, I basically seriously have to babysit this because of the way it dies. So, land it when we see the Gepard. I guess this should be, yeah, then I'll move this around, but then this is going to shoot it, so... We've been further back. Oh, I missed. But that's on defensive, so it does that automatically. So back to the point about, you know, defensive, that's the way that works. If it gets shot at by something it can't see or can't do anything against, it will smoke and retreat. And, you know, it's not just a bad player versus good player thing. Nocturna is ranked 16 or something, and he uses defensive. So it's got trade-offs, it's got positives and negatives. The negative for me, yeah, we just can't do anything about this. The negative for me is I check it on my Gepard and it doesn't have smoke. And I was like, but I remember it having smoke. So we decided to do a big airwave, because it's basically the only way we can do anything. He hasn't moved up his Eyehawks. But that gets killed anyway. And crucially, we don't get the Leopard 2. But he's got this behind that building waiting for him to get there. The Conkers, that's not actually cover or something. So he does hit it. Right, he's 2-vetted and everything, it's very close. He's got to hit it 3 times though. So I'm trying to bring the Conkers round so that can hit it as well. And he gets it on the 6th shot. Maybe not, it might have been the 4th or 5th shot. I don't think it had time to shoot 6. But in the meantime, we have this problem where the tank div has better infantry than the infantry div, just because of these Pioneer Flams. And the tank div also has better tanks than the, I suppose I'm a Marine division. So we're trying to counter-attack them here. It's mainly fence, most of my units are dead, but yes, there are some of my units in here. Yeah, it just comes down to this thing about that double Pioneer Flam stack just killed everybody. It's pretty embarrassing. This is 90 points, this is... wrong one. This is 45. So you get 2 of these for the price of this, and it's better than it anyway. So it is worth a grad volley to try and kill the Pioneer Flam. But I think he gets out anyway. He's trying to hide these behind the buildings, but it's very difficult. So we do get in here, so we're back in here. And I think I split the volley as well. Yeah, I just can't kill the stuff in the open, man. I suppose there should be a T-55 AMD here. So yeah, he's gonna sit in this corner. We do need to heal this up. Bomber coming in. Let's go for the Leopard 2. Oh yeah, that's a big blob of multiple Leopard 2s. So it gets 1. I'm surprised it didn't get the second one, actually. But yeah, I just can't really get to him because of the armor. And yeah, this was because I split the volley, just fired a couple. I don't know why he's not using his RT. T-Man's RT died, so I guess that's what he's saving it for when he really needs it, because he thinks it's going to get counter-batteried, which it is. So. And yeah, the Eyehawks rolls, very unfortunate. So, Fence gets that with the 1-2-2s. So that stops the +2. I'm side-shotting these with the Conkers. I don't think he's... Okay, he's noticed that now. Tornado IDSHE. That's 4 kills there. Yeah, it just comes down to the... I should have had a division with Cubs. I also don't think 94th is very good, but that's, you know, it would complement well a division that has Cubs. Because the problem with 94 is that it doesn't have good aim. So the Osus can kill the helos. Like, neither of them get good helicopters. That's something you probably noticed. They just decide no helis out. It's because they get these, which, to be honest, they're good at what they do, but they're not anti-infantry. Like, they don't have any anti-infantry helicopters, anti-air helicopters. It's just, so he's going on the Leopard. The Leopard doesn't move. Well, it doesn't move in time, so he does actually get the Leopard. Oh, I was also going on the Leopard. Well, there's 2 Panzer Grenadier there. I suppose that's a good kill. Got to shoot something. So that gets stunned, which is... So it's actually supposed to be going to there, that's why. But yeah, can't kill the tanks. It's mainly just Fence's airstrikes that are killing the tanks. You shouldn't blob so much because it does lead to situations like same with it when we blob the infantry here. The way the planes are balanced is that, you know, if you're spread out, it only kills one thing, and then you kill the plane, and the plane costs more than the one thing. So I'm trying something here just to cap it, and then I'm going to leave because it's neutral. It takes ages to cap. So I've got some CVs and so on. At least that survived. But I don't cap it in time. Just like a half a second off, because that could have been a +4, sorry. He's going for Leopard 2, but this time... Oh. He really fucked that up. He almost killed himself. He did. Right, well that was a... Because he was going one way, and then it dropped, and then he stopped, and then he... Yeah, I don't know. He could have survived that. So this is the last KA-29. And this is kind of sorted now. We both put a lot of units in there. You can hear the grads constantly going off. That unit did a lot of work, but just don't have the deep pockets. Neither of our divs are designed for a late game encounter. The 336 is an early game div, and 94Y is kind of like a mid game div. I've got a pro guide out for 94Y. It is honestly it's a decent div, but it doesn't have the max. Well, it's got a couple cards of the max range tanks. It doesn't have long range AA. It doesn't have a lot of heavy tanks for the late game. So my draft should have complemented, my pick should have complemented Fence's pick better. We figured, oh yeah, that was it. It just came in and killed the KA-29. Straight over all the AA. Well, okay, it's only 107 and it's out of bullets, so maybe not. No, I'm never wrong. Yeah, it comes down to these Tornado IDSs are really fucking stupid. 90-second reload. This one's a bit longer, but better against the ones. So yeah, we keep losing our CVs to these, because we don't have the long range here. So that's mine, I'm going on that Leopard because it's lower, etc, etc. And I do get it, but it's a one-way trip. And in exchange, they get the Chaika. So at some point I send this CV. Yeah, just big AA problems in the draft. Big AA problems. And Pact should not have that problem. Tell you what would have been a good pick for me, 6Y. You get good infantry, you get good tanks, and you get the bucks. And you get nice artillery in the form of the Giasin. So, yeah, could be moving up here. Oh, that's why I'm not. So yeah, that grad's not very good against vehicles, I guess. And, you know, we're using the planes. There's big, so I get that one. But they're winning, right? They're on the +2. So I can't send this in because of that Panzer Grenadier. So we need to... Oh yeah, it's that one. We need to clear that out before I can use the Chaika, because otherwise we'll get hit by the Panzer Grenadier. And so I was pretty sure there was just Pioneer Flam here. And we're using the plane, so it's just not really working. Like I said, plane spam doesn't really work. Although he's not moving his Ihawk, so I guess I should have hit that with the Grad, but... yeah, we've lost, right? Because this is going to get in there. So I think we play it out for a couple more minutes before realising, like, we're trying to sort this out. But it just can't, like, it's just the same thing again, right? So that was the one that was with Grad. So we buy another CV. I think at this point Fence is out of CVs. Because, yeah, they can just keep doing that because we don't have the long range AA. So it was a bad pick. So in the first game I said their draft was bad. and I stand by that. So yeah, we did actually clear this out, but the point is that they're on the +2. So it keeps going, and honestly, it was surprisingly close for how badly outdrafted we were. But it just came down to we should have banned 2nd Panzer and 5th Panzer, and we should have. It's like, yeah, we get the CV. I'm still trying to get in here, but this triple stack is threatening me, so getting that corner. And we, I think that was a fence plane. But yeah, it's just this. Whoa, I survived that one. Just can't get anywhere, can't do anything, so. Yeah, we managed to take the zones back, but then, well, it's back again. So we surrender. So there you go, it goes to a game 3, and like my KD was dreadful. So it's because you're a bad player, it's because you're a bad player. Maybe, there were certainly a lot of skill issues in that game, but I just picked a really bad div. 336 is really not that good. So I need to play more packed divs. I do actually play 94Y, but I need to pick up the 7th Panzer again, pick up the 9th Panzer again, because I wanted to play 4th Markshots and that got banned. And that will always get banned against me. So look, the grad did a lot of work. 1, 2, 3 RT pieces and a bunch of infantry transports, etc. But the tanks just aren't good against their tanks. So yeah, it will go to a game 3, and that game 3 will be linked at it'll be the suggested video, because if I link it in the description, unless I might put it right at the bottom of the description, or I might put a pinned comment saying spoilers, and then below that, if you press read more, it can be the link to the 3rd game. Otherwise, you watch the 2nd game and you already know what's going to happen if there's a link to the 3rd game right there. Anyway, yeah, they played good. Fence did his best to carry me, but this was just not the pick. It's just not the pick. So yeah, if we lose the next game, we get knocked out. Anyways, I'll see you in the next game.